Hi, welcome back to Box of Delights. Today we're going to be playing PAX Pamir, and we're going to be playing the solitaire game, the solo game that I designed back in 2016, and Phil Eklund and Sierra Madre Games were good enough to publish this, and you can find the solo rules in the Kyber Knives expansion in the rulebook here. Alright, so this is what we're going to be playing. What I like about this variant is the fact that you're playing the exact same game as you would in a multiplayer game, but you're playing against an AI opponent called Shere Khan. His logic is relatively straightforward and streamlined, he's quick to play out, but it does give you an opportunity to play PAX Pamir against an opponent solitaire. Since we're playing this solo, and there aren't a great many videos out here showing playthroughs and how this thing works, even if you want to play this game multiplayer, you'll hopefully get something out of this playthrough, because it's just the same. I'm going to quickly run through the setup and we'll learn to play as we play. First thing we're going to do is, incidentally, I'm using the board here from the Pax Porfiriana Deluxe box set. On the reverse it has the Pax Pamir game. It does use a little bit more table space, but it just helps. It looks real good. It's nice to have. Okay, these are our cards, a massive stack of these. These represent all the people and places that we can encounter in Central Asia, and we're talking in a period of 1823 to 1845. Our aim in the game is to align with one of the empires of the time, the British, Russian or Afghan. In the solo variant we've introduced this kind of invisible Ottoman Empire. We'll come to that later. It's only really just to make the victory condition mean a little bit more challenging. The game ends when one of these empires achieves supremacy, and then if one of those empires gets supremacy, whoever has the most influence in that empire becomes the winner. So it could be that the British are the most influent, have supremacy. And this is one of the things that perhaps is a little bit hard to get your head around when you start out, because there's tokens on the board representing those empires, the British, the Russian, the native Afghans, but they're not our forces. We're loyal to an empire. If that empire has supremacy and we have the most influence in that empire, we're the winner. But multiple players, like I say, could be loyal to the same empire. We could all be loyal to the British, and the British could be the empire with supremacy. These topple cards, and you'll have seen this in Pax Porfiriana, these are the cards that trigger that check for supremacy. So when these topple cards come out, we check for supremacy. If no empire has supremacy, then the topple fails. If it does, then one of the players, the one with the most influence, is going to win. Now playing solo, that's either me or the AI player, who's called Shere Khan. What we're going to learn is, how do we get influence in that empire in order to be the most influential when this check for supremacy happens. Just a point of note, we don't have to be loyal to an empire to have influence in an empire, but it helps. Okay, an empire has the most supremacy. If it has supremacy, it has the most cubes, right? Player cubes, I'm purple, Shere Khan's going to be white, contribute towards the empire which I'm loyal. So if we're both British, for example, then chances are British are going to be supreme, because all our cubes, all the red cubes, all Shere Khan's cubes are going to count towards the British supremacy, right? So this is one of the things. Conversely, in the solo game, it does kind of help to be to have the same loyalty as Shere Khan. And if we start the game on different loyalties, one of the things we might try to do is switch to the same loyalty as quickly as possible. There you go. Anyway, this is hopefully giving you a quick idea about what the victory's about. Let's set this thing up. So we're going to take all our people and places, all our cards, give them a shuffle, and we're going to create 6 stacks of 10 cards. Once we've got our 6 stacks of 10, we're going to place a topple card in 4 of them and give it a shuffle. Stack those together, and then the remaining 2 stacks just go together, go on top. Right, so we're going to hit the first topple card after 20 cards somewhere in that next 10. Alright, so before 30 are out, we're going to hit our first topple. The rest, we don't need these for the game. We're going to select a player card for us and for Shere Khan. It doesn't matter who we choose, the rest go out of the game. We get 10 cubes each. And we also get some starting rupees. Now I've substituted them in. These are just white counters in the game you get in the box. I'm just using some Indian paisa currency. So we get 4 rupees for us and 11 for Shere Khan. So he's got 5, and then these are 2 each. 2, 4, 6, 11. Okay. We have a stack of regime cards. This shows you what regime: economic, military, intelligence, or political. We start in the political regime. This goes here. Each player also gets a loyalty card to say which empire they start loyal to. We're going to shuffle these up. We're going to pick one for Shere Khan and one for ourselves. Okay, we can choose which regime we want to start with. Let's start loyal to the Afghan nation, the native Afghans. Shere Khan, flip his card over, and there's numbers here, seat numbers. Whichever is the highest, so 10 for British, 5 for Russian, give him the highest. So he's going to start loyal to the British. These go out the game. The player with the lowest seating number, these are called. So I got number 3, he's got 10, is the start player. So we're going to start. We're nearly done. All we need to do now is set up the market and we're ready to go. Oh, I should probably add, you're going to need 2 regular 6-sided dice for the solo game. They don't come with the game. These are little halves, these dice that I use. They look quite neat with Pax Pamir. Okay, let's deal out the market. We're going to deal 6 cards in 2 rows. The left hand side of the market is where cards are cheaper. The right hand side of the market is where cards are more expensive, and then cards are going to shuffle down. Draw pile and a discard pile. That's it, we're ready to go. Armed with our 4 rupees. On your turn, there's a handy sequence of play here as well. It says take 2 actions. We're the first player. Standard actions are to buy a card from the market, play a card from our hand, or discard a card from our hand. At the start of the game, we don't have any cards in our hand. We don't have any cards to discard. We don't have any cards to play. So the first thing we're going to do is purchase. Special actions are going to be using cards that are in our tableau. We do have 1 card in our tableau. That's our player card. And our player card starts in the middle of our tableau. Now there's some useful information on a player card. It tells us we've got 2 actions per turn, then we clean up, we'll come to that. It tells us what our standard actions are. We've got purchase, play, discard. It also tells us that, and here's the cost from the market, we don't need that, we've got the player board. It also tells us that our hand limit is 1 plus the number of these blue stars. That means 1 plus the sum of the rank of all intelligence cards in our tableau. We'll come to that in a minute. So we need to if we want to increase our hand size at the moment is 1, we need some intelligence ranked cards in our tableau. It also says that the maximum size of our tableau is 3 cards plus the rank of all the purple stars. This is the rank of all political cards in our tableau. Okay, so our tableau size at the moment starts at 3. The player card itself does not count towards that limit. It's not in your tableau. You play cards above the tableau above your player card. Alright, let's keep him here. Okay, so what can we do on our turn? We've got 2 actions. Well, we're going to have to purchase something. That's the first thing. So we're going to look in the market. We've only got 4 rupees to spend, so we can't buy these. They're too expensive. If we want to, these are 4 rupees. If we want to buy this one, it's free. It just costs us our action. If we want to buy one of these, it's going to cost 1. And we do this by, say, let's say we want to take one from the top. Play this Anakali Bazaar. We place 1 on the card to the left, and we take this card. If we want to buy the card from this rank, then it's going to cost us 2. Again, we pay 2 like this, and take this one. If we want to buy this card here, it's going to cost us 4 like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. We take this card. We can't afford that one. All right. So that's how you pay. The good thing about paying is if somebody else then comes along and buys this card, what they'll do is they'll put their rupee on here, take this card, and they get 1 rupee back. Okay, you collect the rupees on the cards that have previously been added to. So we could try and save our money and take this one. What I'm scanning for right now is for any Patriots. Patriots are cards with this banner in the top. So this is a Afghan Patriot. It's got a green banner at the top. This is a Russian Patriot. I'm looking to see if there's any British Patriots so that I can switch loyalty. If you play a Patriot of a certain empire, then you, to your tableau, you become loyal to that empire. You switch your loyalty. I don't see any. So instead, is there anything that I can use to build my tableau size or my hand size? This is a political card. It's got the purple star, so that would build my tableau size. This is a rank 2 intelligence card, so that would increase my hand size by 2. This one here, Abbas Mirza, he's got 2 purple stars. That would increase my tableau size by 2. That would make my tableau 5. But these are quite expensive. So I think what I'll do, let's just start with something cheap and see where we go. And we'll start down the bottom here and we'll take, there's either a market or a slave market. They're pretty much the same. One's in Persia, one's in the Punjab. So they're different regions of the board. But the other thing you'll see is that this one's got a red banner across the bottom that says Britain upside down. This is called a loyalty prize. If this card gets eliminated, you turn it up this way and it acts as one influence towards that empire. Remember, we're trying to have influence in the empire that has supremacy. So as it goes, I'm going to take this one. Let's keep things simple. Let's take the market. I don't like the idea of the slave market. There's some great flavour text on here. It hasn't cost me anything to play. It's rank 1. We'll put this in our hand. So that's my first action. My second action might be to play this card. So why don't we do that? Let's play this to our tableau. I mean, I could take another card as my action. But let's just show you how we do this. So we're going to play this card. It's called a market, and we're going to play that to our tableau. The cost to play a card in rupees is indicated by the number of tribes, and that's going to be the number of cubes of other players. So playing solo, that's Sher Khan's, it's just his cubes, number of Sher Khan's cubes in the Punjab. And at the start of the game, there's no cubes in the Punjab. There's no cubes anywhere. So the cost to play is free. So we're having to kind of pay the, negotiate with the locals, if you like, to set this market up. First card you play goes in the centre of your tableau. Now this is going to form the centre of my tableau now, and from now on every card we play is going to be either to the left or to the right of our central card. We haven't played a Patriot, so our loyalty is not changing, but now we look at these, what we call impact icons. We're going to look at these icons from left to right. There's very little information on here really, and there's a little bit up here to see what type of card it is, and what ranks it's giving you, what stars it's giving you, and then these icons. These black ones, these black and white ones if you like, are called impact icons. These coloured ones are what give you special actions. These ones in coloured rectangles, alright? So standard actions and special actions we can take on our turn. Special actions are here in this square. Right? So let's see, what do each of these impact icons do? We work from left to right. The first one says informants. If we play a card with the informants impact icon, we have to take one of our cubes and put it on this square, and this cube becomes a spy. Okay, so we'll place this guy here. He's a spy now. Spies are another way to earn influence. Remember we looked at this slave market card and it had this banner at the bottom, and I said if this card gets eliminated you can take this as influence in the British Empire. The other thing is if this is in my opponent's Sher Khan's tableau and we move a spy, spies can be moved around, we can place him here, and now this spy is earning us influence in the British Empire. See? So spies are good. They're going to help us get that vital influence that we need. The next impact icon is leveraged. This is going to help us earn some rupees. This one's nice and easy. We count the stars, 1 star on this, and that's how many rupees we take. So leveraged is a way of getting more income. We take 1 rupee. We can grab that from the bank, put it in our personal supply. There's only 2 other impact icons, and we can see those up here. There's garrison and intelligence war. That's a regime change. They're on the back of the rulebook here as a quick reminder. So leverage, gain rupees, informants place a spy, garrison lets you place an army, and intelligence war changes the regime. Okay, so we're in political fragmentation right now. Alright, so we've played the card, we've done the impact icons. There's one more thing, and that's the region. This one is in the region Punjab. This is where we look at the board. Now, it depends what type of card we play. This is an economic card. It has the yellow coins on it. So, with an economic card, we're going to be adding cylinders. Alright, and the number of cylinders we add is equal to the rank of the card. It's got 1 star, it's a rank 1 card. We're going to add 1 cylinder. The cylinders will match our loyalty. Our loyalty is currently native, the Afghan loyalty. So we're going to take 1 cylinder in green. These cylinders represent roads. Okay, so when we're taking the economic, when we're playing the economic card, cylinders represent roads. And we can place these on any connection adjacent to the region. The region was Punjab, remember? Here's Punjab. And the Punjab connects to Kabul and Kandahar. So we can place an Afghan road either on the Balan Pass here or the Khyber Pass here. Roads help us move armies, and armies help us eliminate cubes and other cylinders. That's it, we're done. We've played our card out, we've taken our 2 actions, we've bought a card, we played a card. Now we do market cleanup, we end our turn and it becomes Shere Khan's turn. First thing we do when we look at the market, if there's a patriot or indeed a topple in this 0 column, they'll get discarded. There aren't. The next patriots are up here, and then everything shuffles down and we refill. If the final topple is discarded, remember there's 4 in here, the game's over. Okay, we failed to get enough influence in time, but there's a tiebreaker. In the case of a tiebreaker, you look at the military might. Whoever has the most ranked military cards in their tableau is declared the winner. Before we conclude this episode, just have a look then and see what Shere Khan does. Shere Khan on his turn, he doesn't have a hand. He's going to take cards from the market and he's going to play them and enact those cards, just like we did. But which cards he takes is determined by a roll of the dice. Okay, so the first thing it is roll for the top row and roll for the bottom row. Okay, he's rolled a 7. And the way we work it is we go 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so 7 is always the 0 row. He's going to take this card. This one goes below Shere Khan's player card in the centre of the board. And this forms the start of his tableau. If this were a topple card, it gets discarded for no effect. If it would change Shere Khan's loyalty to take that card, again he would discard it for no effect. Shere Khan will not change his loyalty. Okay. And just like player cards, first thing we'll do is look at the impact icons. So he's going to place a spy here, and he's going to take 1 rupee. Stick 2 and we'll give 1 a change. Alright. And just like a player card, we now place the units. So it's an economic unit, so we're going to place a road and we're going to place it adjacent to Persia. He's loyal to the British, so it's going to be a red road, and he's going to place it, here's Persia, either here or here. The way you decide which road to place it on is you start in the 12 o'clock position and you move counterclockwise, anti-clockwise, round. Now it's not really clear from the mounted board, but the first road, this road here, is actually heading this direction. Okay, so counterclockwise, the road from Persia to Herat is first. Okay, it's clearer if you look at the cards that you would use if you weren't using the mounted board. So you start here at 12 o'clock position, go counterclockwise, and the first road is this one. If you were to place more than 1 road, you just keep going. So if we were placing 2 roads, it would be the first one here, second one here. If we were placing 3 roads, it would be 1 here, then carry on counterclockwise. This third one would go here. That's how it works. Now this is where Shere Khan does something slightly different, because he's going to now start playing special actions. And he always plays the special actions of the card just played. He's not limited to those 2 actions. So he's bought and he's played, you mean that's 2 actions? Well, That's not the way Shah Khan works, alright? He's got special dispensation. He's going to play all the special actions on the card that he's just played. And for the slave market here, that's commerce. There is a guide on the mounted board. It says for each rank, take 1 rupee from any market card. Well, the bad news for Sher Khan is at the moment there are no rupees in the market, so his commerce action does nothing. That's it, Sher Khan's finished playing his card, but yeah, I'm afraid Sher Khan gets 2 cards, not 1. So we do the same again, but this time for the bottom row. This time it's an 11. So remember, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He's going to get this card here. But he's got to pay for it. So rupees go here. And it's another economic card. Now we've been lucky. This is a Patriot card. Panj Day Oasis. If we played this now, it would change his loyalty from Britain to Russia. So all we do is discard it for no effect. Sorry, Sher Khan, not this time. And now that is the end of his turn. Incidentally, bottom and top. After playing both cards, do check the regime card. It's political, which means tax action is the one that you get for free. He would play any tax actions on his tableau, but there aren't any. Okay, and he'd go from left to right playing those actions. Alright, that's it. Join me next time then as we continue with some more player turns and learning some more actions.